Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Gourmet Packers all-time leading rusher, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. Joined alongside Tim in Green Bay. We got Emilio in Tennessee. We got Jacob in Wisconsin, who may or may not have gotten us canceled just now, as Jen Wright says. Afraid I walked into something there, but that's all right, though. It happens.
You're an amazing person. You know that, don't you?
All right, so let's dive into it, guys. We got a big show for you guys and gals this evening. We're going to talk just kind of a little news update, if you will, just what's going on with the Packers real quick. We'll hit on that. We'll give you guys the injury report. We'll talk about some key statistics that came out of the game. Romeo Doubs having a hell of a game with some advanced analytics there. We'll do a little coverage detail breakdown, talk about what the Packers ran the most from a coverage standpoint. And then, of course, we'll get into the main event, which is Chalk Talk Packers Lines. It's going to be a blast, man. There's a lot of plays we had to leave out. I know I said it all year last year. It just continues to be a theme, but got some really, really good ones in there that we'll break down. I think we got like 12 or 13 plays. But before we get into that, let's do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Welcome into the Chalk Talk edition. Thank you for making us part of your evening. Listen, we're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media members. You'll see us break down tape tonight. It doesn't mean that everything we say is gospel. It doesn't mean that, oh, all right, we are the grand poobahs of film breakdown. We're just a bunch of Packer fans in here looking at the tape, watching the tape, breaking it down to the best of our ability, and just throwing ideas back and forth so we can kind of learn together. So if you're looking for that kind of content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and especially click that bell icon so you're notified every time we do go live. Gentlemen, how we doing today, boys? It's fall in the air. We got another fire going downstairs. Lincoln got the best nap of his young puppy life last night, trying to watch the snooze fest that was the Bears and the Vikings. I know y'all see that tweet that I sent out, but how we doing?
Ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell you what, Gray Matter says the best. It's check tack time.
Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah, check tack.
We're ready to go. Unlike Ben Johnson and the Bears last night, right?
Get ready to go.
Yeah, I gotta.
You only script so many.
What'd y'all think of that game? Let's hit that real quick. What did y'all think of the Bears Vikings game?
I'm a little upset that they didn't tie.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm okay.
Kind of like JJ was in quicksand until he ripped that pick six off. And then he was like, all right, cool. I got that Band-Aid off. I'm like, Favre, let's get that thing taken care of and get it out of here. And then let's roll. I mean, let's get this thing going.
I think Caleb Williams is the absolute definition of a bust. I think he sucks. I think that the town of Chicago knows it and that they should go with Tyson Bagent, but that probably ain't going to happen. So,
Man.
Heard it from a fan.
Telling you.
We're taking the North and we're never giving it back. Right, Poles?
Boy, they lost that energy real quick, didn't they?
I just love how fast the fans turned on him. Like, it was screaming through halftime, screaming. Everybody got some more beers at half. We got a couple more, good to go. By the time the end of the third came around, we heard boos, and then at the end of the game, it was over.
Yeah.
I mean, in all seriousness, if you listen to Ryan's podcast this morning, it was a bonus episode where he watched it live and recorded it. It was hilarious because he actually called it like perfect. He said, Caleb started off strong. He goes, I have a feeling, though, that Ben Johnson's kind of throwing a lot out there just to kind of make him look good, scheming up easy routes and that sort of stuff, using a ton of dump offs. So that 10 out of 10 start was kind of a mirage. And Ryan even says, he goes, I just feel like that this isn't going to last the whole game. I feel like they can only do this for so long. And then he's going to have to actually play quarterback and be go through his progressions and his reads. Sure enough, we watched it happen. And honestly, if I'm a Viking fan right now, I feel pretty darn good about JJ McCarthy.
Get ready to go.
Yeah, so I put this out during the game. I said the perfect ending to this game would be the Bears completely collapsing after J.J. McCarthy has looked like trash all night. This is before the fourth quarter comeback, of course. And, of course, it came to fruition. This tweet blew up, 3,000 likes, but everybody, how did you not win the Powerball? It was Solder in here. Look, precisely on schedule. As we all watched it, you get a script and you get a script. So yeah, it was great watching them absolutely clap. I thought it was the best of both worlds. I didn't come away thinking JJ McCarthy's the real deal. He showed flashes there in the fourth quarter. Obviously, guys, he played like cheeks the first three quarters. Against a good team, they're not coming back right there. It's not happening. Hardy the Prophet with a super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, hope Ben Johnson is ready for 2 L's a year. Yeah,
Get ready to go.
He was running that mouth earlier, wasn't he, on LaFleur? And I bet he's now looking at that schedule going, oh, crap, boy, I hate to see the Packers coming up here. And that's going to be, what, in the second half of the season? Am I thinking right, guys?
Yes.
That matchup. Let's see here. We got,
we get the Bears twice towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
What's awesome, though, is the Bears and the Lions are both hammering out 2 divisional games. Right? So whoever plays next week, we get a win and a loss there. That we'll take that, and then we got to chase them down there at the end of the season.
Could you imagine if the Bears beat the Lions this week? Oh my God, they will burn Detroit to the what's left of Detroit. They'll burn what's left of Detroit to the ground. It's going to be horrible, man. So anyway, let's dive into some Packers news. Jacob, you got anything else to add to that game, man?
No. Was really happy to see Aaron Jones make a really great catch. They kind of steered away from him and let Jordan Mason run. And honestly, Jordan Mason deserved it. He was actually kind of a spark catalyst, a lot bigger back than I remembered. So Aaron Jones just doing Aaron Jones stuff. When he can't get, enough on the ground, he'll just go in there and just casually catch a 30-yard touchdown pass, make it look easy. So congrats.
Yeah, we'll never root for the Vikings ever, but we'll always root for Aaron Jones, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely, man. All right, so we talked about the captains the other day. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. I just wanted to briefly touch on it because we talked about 3 captains, Jordan Love, Tucker Kraft, and it was Xavier McKinney, right? Well, there's actually 7 total captains is what's been picked. And when you heard them talking about the leadership council, all of these players were pretty much that leadership council. So the coaches said, here are your captains, Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Tucker Kraft. That's on offense. Then you got Rashawn Gary, Quay Walker, Xavier McKinney on defense, and I believe Isaiah McDuffie is the special teams representative there. The fact that they picked Quay really, really sticks out to me, right? Because I think everybody would agree it's going to be a long shot for them to extend him. It just kind of feels like it's not lining up. Not that they wouldn't want him for the right price, but the fact that they picked him as a captain, he's the green dot, all that, pretty impressive in my opinion. What do y'all think about the captains? Anything y'all want to add there?
Hate it or love it, the underdog's on top. I love Quay Walker with the C on his chest. We can talk about specifics all we want, but clearly he's a leader in this locker room. And it was interesting to see Zay McDuffie with the captain's patch as well. I think you're right. That's obviously your special teamer. How can you not love this? First time since 2022, we have season-long captains. Enough of this week to week. Give people a participation trophy for the week. We're not going to do that anymore. We know who the leaders are, both sides of the ball, and on special teams. And personally, I love it. This is the formula to win a Super Bowl right here.
Chuck Jaggers in the chat says, Tim, talk yo poopy.
I mean, you think about it. You got somebody from each level on offense and defense, right? You got anybody question down the line, you can ask it. O-line can go talk to Tuck. Anybody in the backfield type thing can talk to Josh. And then you look at it. I love that Quay got that, like Tim was saying. I mean, I'd still am for trying to extend Quay if we can make that happen, because I do think that having that speed, he knows what's going on. He's so much more patient, and I think seeing it a little bit better as he's gotten a few more years in the league. And then you just look at McDuffie, there, a grinder that had the Packers drafted. Let's keep him on this team. He's done well. He's been out there, plays defensive snaps. I mean, you see him eating that turkey leg when we get out of here in the outro. He's a dog, so I'm completely fine with having him as a special teams captain.
Yeah, and I'm all for having Quay back for the right price too, Emilio.
Right.
It just kind of feels like
they need to do something for me, Clay. I just want work the books a little bit more. Bring Quay back. We'll worry about the rest of it later on. Give me 2-3 years there.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. 3-year deal. How much you paying in per?
Can I mention one thing that I thought was interesting?
Go ahead.
I listened to Mike, his press conference that came out today, just before I hopped on here. And you could definitely tell. Do you remember just the other day when we talked about how there was a weird, unspoken possible riff with LVN not doing any press conferences since they signed Micah?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had asked Micah, he said, have you had to work harder to kind of talk to guys, maybe give them a sense of comfort? Basically was asking, have you talked to LVN and have you tried to kind of mend if there is any sort of bumpiness kind of thing. And he straight up said, like, it's up to me to just not come into this locker room and basically take it over and think it's my way or the highway. Like, I'm going to try to work with guys and let them know that I understand that this was their team first. I'm going to try to find my place in the hierarchy. And it really did seem like that he was trying to make it a public statement, possibly talking to one or two guys saying, hey man, I'm here to be your teammate. I'm not here to take your spot. I want to work with you. I want to work with you and kind of maybe even put you under my wing and show you what it takes to be a top performer in this league. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's absolutely, that's what you call, some people call common sense. You can call it street cred. You can call it street smarts. You can call it, we holler cred down here in Tennessee, right? You got that holler, street smarts, if you will. It's really what it's called is social IQ. It's your ability to understand how everybody else perceives you, right? It doesn't mean you bend what you are to try to make everybody happy. It just means you're reading the room. You know exactly how people see you. There's several different podcasters that need to study a couple of books on social IQ. I'll just leave that at that. Jacob's one. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Amelia. What's that number, man? What's that number?
Yeah, 9 to 12. I think I'd be all right with 10. I mean, I feel like he's going to be pushing 10 a year would be my thought. But if we could sneak it under double digits, I'm fine. But I just because you have Cooper there, but you're still going to need, even if you want Coop to take over that Mike spot, you're still going to need somebody. Yeah, is it Hopper? I'd appreciate that. But again, you're also bringing in McDuffie a lot as well. So, I mean, I feel like you would want to kind of move off of McDuffie here in a year or two, bring Hopper on, keep Quay for another 2 or 3 years, and then you can move off of Quay at that point if Hopper's super ready.
Gotcha.
Great point.
For
you know
me,
what I think, right?
Pay them all.
Pay that man his money.
If you guys had to choose between Quay Walker and Christian Watson, who would it be?
Whew. Don't do that to me. Don't do that.
You're a mean person.
That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd love to have Quay back too, but you're looking at some of these players that you like. I tell you another one too. Nobody wants to talk about Devontae Wyatt, 5th-year option next year. Got to get him an extension worked out. So you're to that point with the Micah Parsons trade. Before that, I'd say, all right, maybe we'll bend a little bit with Quay. Now I'm to the point where I'm like, man, I just don't see it happening. I mean, I could be wrong. You can get him for less than 10 per, and a 3-year deal you can get out of after 1 or 2 years. I'm good with it.
Like Amelia said, $9 million, maybe $9 million gets it there.
So with John Schmidt's comments, you guys wouldn't be on board for this. He says after Queen and Smith's contracts, Quay won't sign for less than 3 years, 45 mil. So 15 annual or
he'll get that on the market. He'll get it on the market, Jacob. You know what? He would.
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. It's tough. But it ain't our money, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, let's get into the injury report. We got our first update here. Matt Schneiden tweeted out Matthew Golden, Quay Walker, and Jaden Reed upgraded Tuesday's Packers Commanders injury report estimation. You guys know this is kind of one of those wonky weeks where they're not actually practicing, but they're still throwing out the injury report. So essentially what you got, limited Zane Anderson. The thing that really you need to worry about here as a Packers fan is the offensive line. Both Zach Tom and Aaron Banks did not participate. Okay, or they would not have participated. Zach Tom, it was originally reported it was a hip pointer. It's actually an oblique injury, and that can be a little tricky, obviously. Aaron Banks, it's an ankle and a groin injury. So both did not participate. All right, you also had Brenton Cox Jr. did not participate with the groin injury. You had, I'm just going to talk about the did not participate. All right. Bo Melton did not participate with the shoulder injury. You had, like I said, Zach Tom did not participate. There's a few limited. Dontavion Wicks, Quay Walker. Quay Walker was upgraded, like Matt Schneiden mentioned in the tweet there. So that's good news. Looks like he's dealing with a quadricep. So that's kind of how the injury report looks. What sticks out to you guys there? Tim, I'll let you go first, man. What do you think? Is anything got you overly worried? I know for me, it's definitely that offensive line, Banksy and Zach Tom.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I heard the same thing, hip pointer, and then it's oblique. Obviously, oblique is something you use a lot if you're an offensive tackle, right? So we'll see what happens with, the best right tackle in the NFL, Zach Tom, going forward. But I'm interested to see, how we, on a short week here, how we adjust and how we're going to shuffle guys around on that O-line. The only other thing that really stood out to me was Danny Whelan with the right knee. That's a bit of a concern on your punting leg, your kicking leg. And then, Matt Golden with the ankle, that could have just been something he tweaked. Hopefully it's no big deal. But yeah, definitely O-line stood out to me on this injury report for sure.
Got it. What about you boys? Emilio, Jacob, anything you want to add to the injury report here?
I mean, I'm just more interested in seeing if we can get Nate Hobbs back in the fold and how that affects the secondary and our defense. Obviously, I want to see Brenton Cox out there, but my boy Cox pulled his groin. I understand. I've done it many a times on that there pull. But like Tim said, that Daniel Whelan is also kind of a little troublesome. I am a little bit more nervous, obviously, about the offensive line, but because obliques are tough. Like Tim said, that's a muscle you don't realize how often and how much you use, especially trying to slow down absolute studs at the edge position there. So that definitely makes me a little nervous. But hey, good news is that we have Belton, Morgan, a couple other backups that I trust if they have to go in there and, even for just a game or two, I'm confident that we can make that work. Like Jen says, all of a sudden Kennard seems like a very good signing. Again, here I am eating my words.
On my back, dude.
Yep.
For sure. Obviously, we're not going to move Elton off the center, right? Like we would think maybe, kick Elton back to a guard spot in a pinch, but I don't think we have to do that with the depth we have right now.
Absolutely. That's why you got Jordan Morgan. That's why you had that flexibility, guard tackle flexibility. That's why you went out and got Kennard, because Glove went down, right? So once we lost Glove, we had to back up somebody, and I'm glad that we did, because we saw it in the first game. I mean, where were we last year at the end of our last game? We had a problem with our O-line, right? So we had an injury. We had someone that needed to come in. Starting the season, we had the same thing, an injury. Somebody needed to come in. I'm glad that that look of this new year was a lot cleaner than that look of last year. Obviously, different scenario, playoff game, but still a good team that you're going up against. And I'm glad that we did kind of approach it like that. But yeah, with that injury report, not too bad. I'd still probably don't see Zane or Hobbs this week, would be maybe my thought if they're still kind of slow on the rehab there. Excited to see Sorrell when he gets back out there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jake.
No, just Nessie's bringing up a good point. He says groin injuries is becoming a trend for us. Unfortunately, that's true. And no good. To quote Meredith from The Office, groin injuries are the worst. Trust me.
Just the tip, though.
Oh, man. All right. So on the Commanders side, looks like a lengthy list here, but you can see there's a lot of veteran rest. Zach Ertz, Jonathan Jones, Marshawn Lattimore, Von Miller, all those guys, along with Laramie Tunzel, they all get the NIR rest days. So it really isn't a very long list. If we were to look at the ones that maybe were downgraded, I don't see anybody that was downgraded, so they should be fairly healthy. So gonna be a tough matchup, man. Gonna be a tough test. I'm eager to see. We're gonna break down the preview tomorrow, the PFF preview, give you guys the betting lines, what the line opened at, what it's moved to, all that stuff. I imagine it's going to be another tight line with the Packers being at home. You're probably going to be somewhere between 1 to 3 point favorites, I would imagine. If it's anything more than 3, Tim, that sounds that the meme everybody uses where the guy goes, "That's bait."
Yeah,
you got to be careful with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just telling my Uncle Mike today that I think this game Thursday is going to be a hell of a lot closer than the one we saw on Sunday, obviously. We'll see what happens, though. You never know. We could boat race the Commanders at home twice in a row. What a great way to start your year, right?
Absolutely. John Schmidt said Washington has the oldest team in the league, so lots of rest makes sense. Yeah. Respect Orange follows that up with LOL average age of 28 years for the Commanders. And just think about that. I mean, you're looking at the injury report. Theirs is full of rest days, which is cool. I mean, I get that you got to get them. Ours is full of injuries that dudes have been playing through. But I feel like our list is going to, cone a little bit smaller or stay kind of parallel the rest of the year. I feel like Washington's can kind of get can widen a lot as the year goes on.
Yeah, great point. Like I said, Bobby Wagner, the only guy aging in reverse, right? You didn't see Bobby Wagner getting any veteran rest or showing up on that injury report. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's God, man. It's amazing how he continues to play, Tim.
Yep. Wow. Especially at that position, right?
Our boys back.
Look who we got here.
Rock Howard. Gonna need that Brian Branch pick 6 change. Terrible call.
Cope more, buddy. Cope more.
Fix was in. I couldn't help but notice this, man.
Sit your butt outside.
He got the
right?
same picture. Same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a good prediction now. He says the commies by 10 plus. Ooh.
Hey man, hey, you're on a roll, Rock.
Double
Please.
screenshot this. See
Yeah,
if we
yeah, double
see if we can't
screenshot.
daisy chain that thing all the way down.
I just honestly hope he continues to come in here because we're having really good luck when he decides
seriously.
to make predictions.
We'll take your score predictions every week. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for swinging by. Hit that like button on your way out, Buff. If you don't care, man. We greatly appreciate that too. So let's see if we can get this in here real quick. Just want to make sure we got it here. Crack Rock in the house, says Clint. There it is. There we go. We got it. We're ready to roll. I love this full screen too, right? Gotta love it. All right. So I'll tell you somebody who went straight full screen, silver screen, balled out the other day, and that's Romeo Doubs. Check this out, guys. This is Jacob Gibbs.
I just caught the ball.
Jacob, what is that? Rock has a growing injury. So he's been
Could be a crackhead.
all right.
You got hold to the wrong stuff.
All right. Jacob Gibbs over on X put this out. Highest week 1 route win rate. All right. This is per fantasy points data. Every route is charted by humans. So this is no AI BS, right? Romeo Doubs led the entire National Football League at 47% route win rate this week. Jalen Naylor was second at 43%, Mike Evans at 40%, Justin Jefferson at 39%, Devontae Adams 35%, Zay Flowers 32%, and Cedric Tillman 31%. Romeo Doubs, 47% win rate. Tim, you have the floor, sir.
Rome in the house. Watch your mouth. I've been saying that for 2 years, man. Put some respect on Rome's name.
Do y'all
Absolutely
think?
Love it. Talk about a clutch catch that he had on Sunday. I mean,
Oh, dude.
my goodness, big boy football, and I love it. And I think one of the things we've slept on with Rome is the route running ability, his ability to chop down and cut guys off very easily. It seems like seamlessly, and I love it, man. I've been waiting for this for the better part of the last 2 years. Hopefully, Romeo Doubs really has a huge year this year for this team. I love it.
Yeah, and that's the next question, guys. Do we extend Romeo Doubs? If he continues to play like this, right? Y'all, I mean, how much money would you be willing to put on the table for him, right?
Pay that man his money.
Tim said empty out the whole trust fund. What do you think, Emilio, Jacob? Would you how do you feel about Romeo Doubs? Would you be willing to pay him $20 million per? Let me start there.
Oh, that's God.
Tough.
I don't think I could with how much talent we have behind him. That to me seems like a lot of money to give a guy. But I mean, like you said, he's making it really hard. If you look at that list there, minus Cedric Tillman and minus, Jalen Naylor, which both of those guys were actually, pretty decently touted guys coming out of the draft that never really had a great fit. But you look at who else is there: Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers. I mean, that's pretty rare air to be associated with and to be leading of all things. And I think that, like Tim says, Romeo Doubs may be one of the most underrated wide receivers that have come out in the last 10 years. It seems like nobody gives the guy his flowers ever. Obviously, he had a few stints here and there where we just couldn't quite tell if his head was in it. But as of late, he just seems like he's found a different gear, that he's found a different way to kind of process. He's more emotional in a good way, seems to be having more fun, enjoying the game, seems to be more interactive with the fans. So I'm pretty excited about his progression. Now, the cheapness inside me, the cheapskate comes out and says 20 a year is a little rich for my blood, but I don't know, man. Who knows?
Yeah, I think if we don't pay him, Rome
You go.
So that's and to me, and nothing against Christian, just Rome's been on the field right now. It's not that I'm saying Christian's injury prone, but like if you're gonna pay the dude, you're paying the guy that's been on the field currently. If he keeps this up, I think you might have to look at it. I think 15 to I don't know about 20, Clay, but I could get behind 15 to 18 or something like that. I feel like I could do that, but because I mean, they're going to have to start spreading out some of these payments. We're going to have to kind of layer it. We've drafted in layers, which is good, but you're probably going to have to pay at least one or two dudes from each draft some sort of money.
Pay that man his money.
To me, I think you end up letting him walk. I think it's just now. Listen, if he finishes the year with 700 or 800 receiving yards, maybe you can pull off a dandy of a deal, 10 or 12 million per. I just think that he honestly would, and rightfully so, would want to hit the market. And I think on the market, Romeo Doubs is probably getting over 20 million per. I really do believe that. So
I think there's
we'll
truth
see.
to that. We've talked about that, right? We knew, with Scoot and him coming in the same draft year, like the likelihood that we were going to keep both of them down the road. We always knew this was a possibility, right? One or the other, probably.
And they tried to trade him in the offseason, right, man? They tried to trade him for DK Metcalf in a package trade. That information was leaked out by Romeo's camp. That's not a rumor. It was just kind of spurred up out of nowhere. So maybe it's something too. He balls out and they end up trading him before the deadline. You can get maybe, as you say right here, the living pizza. Got me wanting pizza now, my man. If you could trade him though for a third or a second, yeah. If you get to the trade deadline, you could trade him for a third. That's a pretty good flip there, especially if the model of the roster is, all right, we can't afford to pay him what he's worth, type thing, But also, is it worth it to not pick up the third round pick and have him for this Super Bowl run here, right? That's another thing this year.
I just caught the ball.
That's what he does, man. So there you go, little Romeo Doubs. So I thought that was really cool, though, man. He had the highest route win rate according to Fantasy Points data. And again, shout out to Jacob Gibbs on X who shared.
Like, is he Jerry Jeudy?
Jerry
Judy's averaging 17.5 a year. Rough. These are just rough numbers. I was just trying to see. Cooper Kupp's at 15 a year. Khalil Shakir's at 13.2.
That's a great
These are all averages.
And Rome's a better receiver than everybody on that list, except for maybe Shakir.
So I don't know. I mean, it's going to be. It really is. There's some contracts coming up. We are going to have to crunch some numbers because it's going to be tight. But I'm just, if we're looking at a sheet of players and they're not on their rookie contract, I think that Rome might wiggle in there at a semi decent number. I'm hoping around 15, but we'll see.
Definitely. Well, I'll tell you somebody we ain't got to worry about extending for a couple of years, and that's Tucker Kraft. I want to give a shout out to Tom in Kansas at Tomers71. He had posted this video. This is from the seats at Tucker Kraft touchdown catch. Check it out, fellas.
Yeah, what you gonna do?
That is a seed right there from Jordan Love. Nose down. What a hell of a catch by Tucker.
How about these hands?
I'm going to keep telling people on Twitter, boys, I'm going to say, listen, you can be disappointed, but you damn sure can't act surprised that we were telling y'all about Tucker Kraft last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this dude is going to blow up. He's going to be a top 5, maybe top 3 tight end in the National Football League by the end of the year. He continues to make these tough catches, Emilio. You know what I mean? And this one made Chalk Talk. We'll do the full breakdown, but
nice.
Man, just what an amazing catch. Dude.
Tough catches, and none other than, working man's Gatorade drinker Tucker Kraft to be, third year in the NFL, already got a C on the chest. I mean, come on. Like, what are we doing here? That guy's a dog. If you already have that mentality, bringing that kind of energy, that's what we need. That's the kind of guy we need here, especially up in Green Bay, especially, on this kind of, grinded out working sort of team.
Yeah. What do you think, Tim?
Oh, I love it. Shout out to J. Cole in the chat pointing out that, MG was open too. If you watch Matthew Golden there, I'm sure we'll get to it on Chalk Talk, but he absolutely cooked his route as well. And you got to love Jordan Love, pocket presence, able to deliver a strike. And what can you say about Tucker Kraft, man? We had the issue early in the game getting his helmet ripped off. I think that just poked a sleeping giant there early on. Mm-hmm. And you see how we respond, man. I absolutely love it.
Yeah. What was it, like 3 plays later he goes and gets his touchdown? Like, come on now.
I love it. Fearless, man. Fearless leadership.
And I think he was mic'd up for the game too. I'm pretty sure.
He was mic'd up. Yeah. It was must see, must hear TV right there. I'm telling you, man. That dude he's so much fun. I'm so glad he's a Packer, man. It's so cool that he's a captain too. It's awesome. So All right. So, again, shout out to Tomers over on X for that video. All right, let's talk a little coverage real quick, and then we're going to get into Chalk Talk, guys. The reason we're doing this and holding Chalk Talk to the end is because you guys know the drill, man. It'll trigger a copyright sometimes. The stream goes down. I want to make sure we get our content in before we get into it so you guys aren't tuning in for 2 minutes. Stream goes down, and, you're out of luck there. We will stay live on X. and Rumble. If it does go down, the last few that we've done, though, have not gone down. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Now, we like to keep up with this. Last year, we've got the total going into, I think, the divisional round, the cover in terms of the coverage here. You could see the Packers finished, what was it? I mean, with a negative 0.02 EPA per drop back. They were basically top 5 in passing defense in terms of EPA per drop back. And you'll notice the percentages of the defenses that they ran, right? Like you can see the Packers ran 16% cover 1 man. They ran 25% cover 2 zone. They ran 33% cover 3 zone, just to kind of give you an idea of the type of defense they were running. Well, this new graphic here, which I've got it on a screen grab in the studio, guys, if you need it, it's always there available. We'll update it every week. This is the new number. So last week, the Packers, it looks like in terms of the defense they called 47% of their defensive snaps were a cover 3 defense. They called cover 2 or a variation of there at 28%. So they were in cover 3 and cover 2 zone pretty much all day long. They only played 9% cover 1 man. So we just basically sat back in zone all day long, probably had some match principles mixed in as well. But a lot of the stuff that I seen when going through the tape, and I would just made my 3rd pass through every single snap earlier today and getting Chalk Talk ready, it was a lot of spot drop, a whole lot of just spot drop. And you guys know that's my favorite defense, man. I love it. And I think it's going to be huge to play spot drop against the Commanders, Tim, because Jaden Daniels – my boy got some wheels on him, man. Thank God we got Micah Parsons, Edgerrin Cooper, and Quay Walker to run him down.
Absolutely. Keep everything in front of you, right? Don't let anybody get behind you. Keep it all in front of you. I'm all for the 2 to 3 to 4 yard, gains and stuff like that. Go up and make a play, but you run the risk of getting beat over the top against a team like this. And I think you're absolutely right. We've seen it. We've seen enough on tape with Jaden Daniels, right? Like the guy will absolutely ruin man defense. If you don't believe me, ask the Bears. You can see how that looked for them last year. So I'm with you, man. I love it. Keep everything in front of you. Let our dogs eat and just play our game. We don't want to let them come into Lambeau and dictate anything. Let's play our game and keep everything in front of us.
Yeah, and in terms of EPA per drop back, Emilio, the Packers are setting at a positive 0.05. That's in a negative manner, if that makes sense. And you'll see the Commanders are at a minus 0.12. So they're showing, man, they're really played really, really good defense there week 1. Who did they play? The Carolina Panthers. Who did we play? The number 1 offense in the league last year, right? Now, if we go back to 2024, which gives you a larger sample size of Dan Quinn's defense, just to kind of give you an idea of what he ran and how effective they were, you'll notice the Commanders here, they finished with a positive 0.10. That would put them in the middle of the pack, really in the back half of the NFL. So they didn't have a great defense in terms of EPA per drop back in terms of passing defense. But the number I want you to key in on here, Emilio, notice 28% cover 1 man, 20% cover 2 zone, 25% cover 3. You're going to be a middle field close the majority of the day, and they love to run cover 1 man. And guys, if you're wondering, all right, where was Dan Quinn before the Commanders? You guys remember that playoff game where we boat raced the Cowboys?
Yep.
They were playing a ton of cover 1 man. That was his defense, right? So again, if we drop this down now, just in week 1, it's just 1 game, it went up 33% cover 1 man. So why do I mention this? Look at what the Lions ran. They're pretty low on this list. Check that out. How about the Packers just beating their ass down to 0.47, next to last worst in the league? What did they run the majority of the time? 39%.
Cover 1, baby.
So look for a similar game plan that we ran against Detroit. Now, here's the problem, Emilio, and I want to get your take on it. They're looking at the same data we are. Do they go, you know what, guys, let's slip back into quarters coverage. Let's try to throw something at them that they're not looking for, not used to. What do you think?
Yeah, it was tough because the Lions were basically daring us to run the ball, right? Or to beat us or saying, hey, your wide receivers can't compete. That's why we're going to run man and lock them down. We obviously corrected that and fixed them and told them who was right in that matter. But looking at the Commanders running 35% in at least man or zero man, that's a 30-year plays. You're either getting pressure or you're having to beat the man across from you. We have dudes that can do that. Scroll back up there for me a sec, Clay.
Yeah,
that Commanders number there, they spread themselves out going from the 2 to 3 to the 4 to 6. They can't really decide where they want to go. I'm fine with Jordan being able to read that, really, but once you see that one single high safety, two out of 3 times you're probably in cover one man, right? So you're right. If they're wanting to jump to that, that's a possibility. But look at those numbers from last year. Their 24 coverages when they were running that, they max 20%. So I mean, I don't see them jumping to it. I see them leaning on 3 and cover 1, and potentially you'll get a cover 2 in there, but they're not going to go cover 2 man. They're worried about, Love being able to scramble, get enough time, get somebody open, get some space. I just don't see him drifting too far away from that. I think that he would think his defense can kind of hold us in cover 1.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. What do you think, Tim? How do you see this, man? Do you think they'll deviate from what they've done last year, or do you think they'll kind of stick with it as they showed here in week 1 that got them a win against the Panthers?
Yeah, exactly. We're not the Carolina Panthers, though, right?
Correct.
And like you said about Dan Quinn, if one thing, that guy he's a veteran and he understands adjustments. I would think he would want to kind of stick to his bread and butter, but maybe want to reinvent themselves a little bit, kind of switch it up. Like you said, they're looking at the same tape we are. They see the same stats we do. They're just better prepared, I guess. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try and give us some different looks. But one thing we know about, Jay Money and the boys, we're good with the unscouted looks. We're good at the checks at the line, those kind of things, doing what we have to do to gain positive yardage on a drive. So I think it might be more of the same with a little bit of nuance if, I'm right. I mean, Dan Quinn is a defensive mastermind. Let's be honest. The track record speaks for itself. So we'll see how they adjust and how we adjust, I guess.
Yeah.
And the way our backs were picking up blitzes, Clay.
Oh yeah.
I'm not too worried about a 0. I'm not worried if Jordan's going to be in cover 1 man and they run a green dog because he stays in and blocks. They were picking him up last game.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. I think it's a strength of this team. And if you guys are wondering, Dan Quinn, kind of where he's coming from with this defensive mindset, he grew up in the Pete Carroll system, okay? He was the defensive coordinator for Pete Carroll during the Legion of Boom. And then he got the head coaching job in Atlanta, and that's where he met Matt LaFleur. He actually hired Matt LaFleur. So him and Matt LaFleur are really, really close, okay? So now you fast forward to when he was the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys, he adjusted, he evolved, and he started going to a man coverage heavy defense. I remember when that happened. The problem is your run defense sucks, and you're more susceptible to giving up explosive plays playing man coverage. Okay. Now, when you look at Jeff Hafley came up through the 49ers organization in terms of his pro experience. Well, by that time, Robert Saleh was with the 49ers as defensive coordinator, and Jeff Hafley was one of his assistants, right? So Robert Saleh came up through the Pete Carroll system as well with Dan Quinn in terms of cover 3 buzz. And the reason I mention that, Holmes mentions Evan Williams' pick this week was off cover 3 buzz. That is correct. And if you're wondering what cover 3 buzz is, it's where when you play a buzz out of the cover 3, the safety buzzes into the box to cover the hook curl. Okay. If you're playing sky, the safety buzzes down to take the curl flat outside. If you're playing cloud, the safety is covering deep third outside. Okay. So that cover 3 buzz, what it allows you to do, you guys go back and watch the Legion of Boom. You had Cam Chancellor buzzing the box, and it helps you against a run. Now, it just so happened on that specific play, Xavier McKinney was cheating past the left hash, sugaring, ball snapped. He fades back to post safety playing deep middle third, and our boy Evan Williams was sugaring a too high look, and then he buzzed down into the box and got the pick. The majority of the day, though, you had a lot of Xavier McKinney buzzing the box himself. They were trying to put him in a position where he could make plays underneath. And Jeff Hafley talked about it. You look at the stat column, you think, man, Xavier McKinney had a bad day. He said, according to him, he's like, no, if you could have seen him in the run fits, and he was bringing the pop. So obviously, this is what we're talking about. Just like we're saying, gone are the days of the Sam Backer of the 90s. Gone are the days of the free safety and the strong safety, right? Those safeties have to be very, very interchangeable, because when you show 2 on the shelf, you got to mix and match which one rotates into the box, which one buzzes, which one plays, robber, that type of thing. So,
Clayton, can I interrupt real quick? Sorry about that.
Yeah, man.
We got breaking news per Adam Scheffner.
Oh.
A couple seconds ago, it says, even in the midst of rehab for his torn ACL, the Packers are rewarding wide receiver Christian Watson with a 1-year, $13.25 million contract extension per his agent, Adisa Bakari. The extension ties Watson to Green Bay through the 2026 season, allows him to focus on getting healthy and not having to play this season for a new deal. Watson remains on PUP and is expected to be back later this season.
Nice. All right.
Pay that man his money.
Since it's breaking news here, what we're going to do, this is called a tease. We're gonna actually hit on this on the second hour of the show. How are we going to get Chalk Talk in now, boys?
I don't know if we can. We
How are
can.
we gonna do
We
this?
definitely can. We 100% can get Chalk Talk in.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
13.
Let me hit the super chat real quick. Hardy the Prophet, thank you so much, buddy, for the super chat. Y'all got a watch now production. What watch now? Help me out here, boys. What are we
Y'all
talking
got to
about?
watch Nah Productions Micah Parsons video.
Got it. Thank you, Hardy. We'll check it out, man. We'll throw it into the rotation. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll definitely check that out. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for translating there for me, Emilio. I'm a dumb redneck over here. So funny how that works. So, all right. That's going to do it for hour one. I'm getting divorced tonight.
Didn't we just talk about what we're doing with Christian Watson and paying that man?
Yeah. Because we've mentioned it over and over and over all year long. Like, do you give him a 1-year Band-Aid deal and prove he's healthy, like a prove it deal, and or do you just go ahead and wait? Okay, now he's healthy. Let's just give him the extension. They went the other route. I'm glad he's back, man. I'm telling you, I love Christian Watson. I really do.
For sure.
Let's just go around the horn with it, and then we'll end hour one. Let's just talk about it. How do you feel about that? I'm going to pull up the tweet real quick. Let's just go around. Jacob, you broke the news here. How do you feel about it, man? What do you think about that 1-year extension?
I personally love it. The way that Christian Watson opens up a field, you pair him with Golden and with a guy like Reed and, whoever the young, 4th and 5th, 6th string receiver is going to be in the next year or two. I just think that that's too much speed, too much talent to handle. He is an absolute physical freak. You don't see guys that are 6'4", 6'5" that run the way he does. People they're going to talk about that he's injury prone. It's the NFL. Everybody's going to have some injuries here and there. And he's had some really, I'd say, more unlucky than him being injury prone is what I would categorize it as. And the way that he's kind of kept his head up, been a part of the team, working like crazy fast to get back from this injury. I love the fact that we're not going to make him go out there and sing for his supper, that he has a little bit of reassurance knowing that he can come back when he can actually be healthy. Don't force it too quickly. And then he's got another year to kind of as a prove it deal, which I believe is what this is. Also, I like the fact that it gives us a stopgap. 13's not, cheap, but it's something I definitely am willing to part with, especially if it means that we could maybe have some negotiations with Dobby and see if there's a way that we could spread this money out and make everybody a little happy.
You know what's interesting about this, Tim and Emilio, is this information came out from the agent, right? Which means this number is inflated. It says $13.25 million. Notice there's no mention of guaranteed money, right? So how do they work that out? It's not going to be fully guaranteed, right? They're not going to pay him $13.25 fully guaranteed. So it's going to be probably incentive based. However, the tweet, which comes out from, let's be honest, the agent is the one that leaked this information out. It allows him to focus on getting healthy and not having to play this season for a new deal. But if it's incentive based and they don't mention the guaranteed money, he's not going to make that much money if he's not on the field. You understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm getting at there? Like, there's got to be something a little extra there. It's interesting, right? So I would be very, very surprised if he ends up making $13.25 million on this extension. Now, again, that's next year, right?
Right.
That's when it takes effect next year. So they're expecting him healthy, and it truly is a prove it deal. I bet this is heavy incentive base. It's got to be, right? It's got to be.
I would agree. I would think definitely less than half is probably guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
But Shefty's got a point here. Scoot's on the pup, expected to come back. I love how he said later this season, later as in like 3 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, the way he's been looking. But I like the part of it. It allows him to focus on rehabbing and getting back healthy and, not worrying about leaving it all out there to play for a new deal. He knows his future is secured, at least temporarily, here in Green Bay. And like Emilio said, man, I wonder how this affects what we just talked about with Rome, right? Like maybe there's some kind of scenario here where Gangster Goot is cooking, and maybe both of these guys are Packers in 2026 and beyond, for all we know.
Could be, man. The window is open. We keep talking about it, Emilio. The window's wide open. It seems like Goody's just pushing all the chips right to the middle of the table, man. This three-year window we got here, man.
Absolutely. We saw this with Love. Let's give him a little Band-Aid deal, get him through just so that he's not having to stress. And, yeah, you're coming back from an injury. You're going to try to force yourself. The dude is injured because he forced himself onto the field. It's not because he doesn't love football or love the Green Bay Packers or want to be part of this franchise. That's absolutely what Christian is. I think that's probably what got him through. I'm maybe a little closer towards him being at 10 million, getting paid and working for his leftover change there. Looking at some of the numbers, anywhere around 15 is Cooper Kupp, Khalil Shakir, 13.25, Darnell Mooney's 13 average. If you're looking, Travis Hunter is 46 million total, but he's getting 11.6 per. Josh Palmer, Diami Brown, and Tutu Atwell are both 10 million per with 2026 unrestricted free agents. So I think that he's probably better than Tutu Atwell and Diami Brown. So I would think that he's worth 10 million flat. And then, all right, let's get him some incentives. You come back, you get 500 yards or whatever in your 6 weeks. Like that.
I can see that, and that would be more enticing for him to sign that, right, Emilio? If you do give him a 10 million bump there.
Hey, just give me a little bit of guarantee. It's not like I didn't sacrifice my body for this team to get us here. Okay, perfect. All right, let me get this year under my feet. See how the knee feels. Next year, if I put up 1,000 yards, all right, let's talk this contract. Let's get this squared out. But maybe even with this one Band-Aid deal, Adam might open a window to get Doubs kind of locked in for maybe a 2 or 3 year deal, and then they're staggered again. Then because our biggest thing was these guys were stacked on top of each other, being both 4-year deals drafted in the same year. That's where we were kind of running into the pickle.
Yeah.
And what you're looking at too is in 2027, you're going to have Jaden Reed and Christian Watson both up for contracts.
Right.
So you got to kind of make that decision there too. You can afford to pay 2. That's typically the model. Is you'll pay 2 receivers top money, not most in the league, but you know what I mean, like top 10, top 15 wide receiver money. Going to be interesting, man, for sure. Jacob,
Emilio, just this is why we got to keep him around. Coach says he can block.
That's a fact. That man can, and we'll walk him in from outside so he can block people. That's
can block.
I mean, to me, he probably gets $1 million because he can block. You know what I mean? Just because he's that good at it. So.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
I feel like it's a good deal for the Packers and for Scoot, right?
Oh yeah, this is great news, man. And don't be surprised if when the contract drops, that there's voidable years on it too. Meaning, what I could see happening here. Let's say Emilio's right, and it's a 13.25 million, right? So let's call it 13 million, and 10 million's fully guaranteed. Let's just say that's the case, right? If that's the case, I'm assuming that's what you meant there, Emilio, fully guaranteed. So let's say that's the case. You could tack on 2 void years onto that contract, right? And you could literally take that 10 million and spread it out, 3.33 million, 3.33 million, 3.33 million, and the cap hit is nothing, right? And I know there's going to be somebody go, yeah, well, you're putting on a credit card, you're going to have to pay that. You will. But when they do that, typically the structure's in place with those void years that you can go ahead and extend him if he's healthy. Now that becomes real contract years, and you continue to maneuver.
Yeah, it's like the credit card, right? You got points. You can convert that points and just pay down your balance, right?
Yeah.
No big
deal.
Sound
like Mandy, Clayton. Of course, we can use the credit card.
You're getting the points, obviously, Clay.
We can't afford not to use it.
You have to. No, that's me at Home Depot, man. If I get it, and you get it over $300, 6 months, no interest, man. I need the Milwaukee tool. Come on, I need it. Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, you also think about it. Matthew Golden was the highest paid receiver in this room before that. I mean, Matthew Golden had 4 years, 17,575 with he's bringing in 4.4, roughly 4.4 a year. So you got your brand new rookie wide receiver making the most money in there. All right, let's bring in Christian. Okay, you've been here, you've put in the work. Let's make you at least 10 milli. then we can go from there. That's kind of where I'm at. Let's bring up a little bit of money, kind of like when you paid Jordan Love and he walked in a little bit more swagger just because he's not that, on that rookie deal.
Yeah. And, I mean, listen, let's be honest here too. Christian Watson on the open market, if he's healthy, anywhere from 20 to 40 million per.
Yep.
That's a fact. And I know that's that's 20 million difference, a big discrepancy there, Clayton. Yeah, it is, but he's that good too, man. That's a situation where I could see someone paying him like, a top 3, top 5 wide receiver in the league. But I could also see it being somewhere around 20 million because of the injury concerns. So I think this is great news for the Packers. This is awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So Jacob, thank you for breaking that news, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. That's going to do it for hour 1. Mandy's writing up the divorce papers. We'll see you on the other side for hour 2. Jacob's out of here. He said he doesn't want to experience that divorce. So we'll see you on the other side for hour 2. We're going to do Chalk Talk Packers. Line's going to be a blast. We'll see you over there.
For those of you listening on the pod,
welcome into hour 2. Y'all ready to do it, boys? Ready to get into it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
He
sir.
should have did a live drop. If he was going to leave us like that, he should have just done it live and got out.
Yeah, like what's going on? I thought he had to run back to the job, deal with an issue, and then he's coming back, breaking news, and then he's out of here.
Yeah, had to run back to the job to fix an issue. Comes back with breaking news. Got to go back to the job. Okay, Jacob.
On my knee.
All right, guys. So you know the drill here. If this is your first time tuning in to Chalk Talk, I know the regulars in the chat, you guys know the drill. If the stream goes down, it's because AI detected copyright. We're allowed to use it, but sometimes it'll take the stream down and bring it right back up, okay? However, we're going to edit this video out so you'll have it in its entirety with uninterrupted. It'll be a separate upload on our channel as well. If you are worried or if the stream does go down, you want to continue watching live, when the stream does go down, just hop over to X at Packers_access or Rumble Packer Fan Total Access. It'll still be going live. But hopefully it doesn't go down. Like I said, it hasn't happened in some time. Y'all ready to jump into it, boys?
Let's get it.
All right, here we go. And hopefully I got my notes correct here. This first play is obviously, let's just talk about the important things here. Green Bay wins the game 27-13. It should have been 27-7. You guys know about the mop-up time there. The middle eight, I was wrong when I said we lost the middle eight 3-0. It was actually 0-0. That field goal for the Lions came on their first drive of the second half, but it was outside of the middle eight. So the middle eight was 0-0. The Packers win the turnover differential 1-0. Okay, and that's really the two key important statistics here in terms of the Packers coming out on top. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance. This is the first Chalk Talk of the 2025 season, so I'm going to be a little rusty, but let's see if we can get through it. First play, first quarter, 14-12 left, 0-0 score. It's a 1st and 10 play for the Packers from their own 18-yard line. I love it. We're back up to our own 18 because of the penalty. If you guys remember, Savion Williams had a great kick return, and of course, it gets called back for the penalty. I think it was a Javon Bullard penalty, if I remember correctly. So we're at our own 18. What does Matt LaFleur do? He just dials up a play action pass here. All right, this is Love to Romeo Doubs for 20 yards. The call is 21 pistol, nasty right, H zipper, 24 fake, Y sift, double cross corner, H leak. Let's talk about what all that means. All right. So first of all, what is pistol? Pistol is when the quarterback is in a shotgun, the running back directly behind him. Okay. It's similar to an ace set, but you're in a mini gun look. All right. And then of course, 21 is 2 running backs. 1, 2, you got Josh Jacobs and Chris Brooks playing the H. All right. So 21, 2 running backs, 1 tight end. Tucker Kraft is strong right. So again, 21 pistol, nasty right. What's the nasty mean? The nasty is real simple. Everybody's in a nasty split. If you're inside the numbers as a wide receiver, all targets on the field are inside the numbers. That's what you call nasty splits in the Matt LaFleur offense. Y sift, real simple. The Y is going to sift block over. What you're trying to do is fake steal a gap. You're going to fake a 24 run here, okay, 24 zone run where you're going to be faking a run to the right. So as the linemen fade to the right, Tucker Kraft's going to come over and seal off the backside on this play action, right? Double cross corner. You guys know how we love running a double crosser is what I call crosser concept. That's typically this, right? You got a crosser here and a crosser here. You're trying to create a conflict defender in the middle if they're in a post safety look, which we know now, looking at the numbers, they ran a lot of cover 1 man. You're trying to get that safety to bite on one side or the other, and then you're going to hit the guy that they don't go with, okay? Well, with a cross corner, double cross corner, here is what you're running. You're actually going to fake the cross and then turn it into a corner route, all right? fake the cross, turn it into a corner route. And you can have the option of the choice route of flattening that thing off, which is what Romeo Doubs does. So again, the call 21 pistol, nasty right, H zipper. The H zipper is real simple. The H is going to cheat over and then zip back, and then he's going to settle in here, block, and then he's going to sift out, leak out underneath. So it's a 3-option play essentially, right? You got an underneath outlet, and you got 2 deep routes. You're faking crossers and turning them into corners, okay? And again, the Y sift means Tucker's going to stay in and block right here. The 24 fake is real simple. You count it off from on the right side. It's even numbers. The A gap's 2, the B gap's 4, the C gap is 6. The running back is the number 2. So the first number is the ball, the back that the ball is going to, which is going to be the running back, the T. So that's a 2. You're faking the 4 gap. All right. So it's a 24 fake is what the look is. All right. Let's roll the tape and watch the protection here, guys. So you'll notice here comes the H zipper from Chris Brooks. Now you see Kraft setting up with the sift. Now look at the line is selling that zone right look. Now watch the cross corners here. Right. So you see how they got right to the middle of the field. Now they're going to turn it into corner routes. Dobbs going to flatten his off, and Jordan Love is keyed in on him, right? And you're going to move the sticks. You're going to get your first explosive play of the day, really set the tone here with a 20-yard gain right out of the gate. Play action from your own 18. You got to love to see this, boys.
I just caught the ball.
What do y'all think? Emilio, does that make sense, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the split flow action there. You saw him run zipper a few times there, a little bit of yo-yo from Mandy, but we ended up doing that a couple times in the game with Chris Brooks. One, it helps Love get an idea on what the defense is doing. But again, if you look at it from the beginning, 30 looked like the safety or the backer closest side to us for the Lions. Saw that zipper, kind of took a step out, went and followed him all the way over to the left tackle, just completely took himself out of the play. And then the back still ends up leaking out around him, and the other dude's covering him. So, really a great play design by Matt. Then you also see on the bottom there, Tay Wicks toast his dude. I just roasted the man. So Love really had all day of only really a 2-man route, and then you have your block leak. So almost kind of a max protect. But that's what you're looking at with 8 in the box. You have, single coverage outside with a safety high. Someone's got to win.
Tim, this is the perfect example here, man, of, Tay Wicks beats his guy like Emilio points out, but that's Love trusting Romeo Doubs a little bit more, right?
Absolutely. And that's why it was so good to see Tay Wicks have the grabs that he had. I think he was a couple targets, couple catches. Good to see him hauling them in, but this is like Emilio saying, man, this is definition of textbook scheming guys open, multiple guys open on a play. And you love to see it, like Jacob was talking about earlier. Look at Rome after he makes this catch. You talk about a guy that's tuned up. Like
he's so fired up, bro.
He's so fired up. And I really think here in year 3, he's really coming out of his shell, man. He really is. And big boy catch there on the sidelines. You got to love it.
Yeah, no, he is amped up. You love to see that right there. So, again, right out the gate, explosive pass and play for Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love in this offense. All right, next play is first quarter, 9:26 left. This is the touchdown pass to Tucker Kraft. All right, 9:26 left in the first quarter, still 0-0. 3rd and 9 play at Detroit's 15. Much like we just talked about with Tay Wicks, you're going to notice that Matthew Golden's open on this play right here. But what did Jordan Love do? He goes to Tucker Kraft. Probably a little more trust in Tucker than he has in the rookie right now. That's not the dog, Matthew Golden or anything. It's just that's how players play, right?
Play or not play, right? Like we talk about.
Bingo.
Him getting himself open on film, though, is only going to help his chances in the future. To Jordan Love saying, it was just like when Rodgers was like, "Oh, Christian's open all the time. Oh, Christian's open. We got to get this guy a ball." The same thing's going to happen with Matthew Golden there.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to get this a little bit. Is that a little bit larger for you guys now? Is that better?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, next play. Here we go. It's 11 gun, dub nasty, strong left, T cheat, slot cross, F switch, pivot, Z corner, T will. All right, let's break it down. 11 gun. Again, 11, 1 running back, 1 tight end. That means you've got 3 wide receivers set here, okay? Strong left just simply means the tight end's on the left side of the line of scrimmage. You're going to do a little T cheat here. All right. And what's going to happen is the T is good. The halfback is going to cheat out a little bit, all right, to get a little run and go on what he's going to run is a wheel route. So he's going to go down the sideline here, all right. Slot cross, all right. Slot cross is real simple. The 1, which is Dontavion Wicks, is going to run a dig route, okay. And the 2, which is Tucker Kraft, the Y, is going to run a crosser, but he's going to run more of a skinny post because he reads the defense. There's a little choice aspect here, okay? So that's your slot cross concept there.
That's where that trust comes from, right? Like you're talking about with Jordan and
Absolutely.
Tucker. Like he trusts him that he's bending that route based on what he sees out there.
Definitely. And, Tim, the big thing there is they both seen the same thing, right?
Exactly.
Because this is supposed to be a slot cross concept, but there's a choice aspect, and he read it. Let's talk about the F switch pivot. Probably going, what the heck's that mean? All right. So your F is going to be, let's see here. Yeah.
Baby, MG.
So no, Matthew Golden's going to be your Z, and your F is going to be Jaden Reed. Now they're kind of in a semi-stack. You guys remember draft time when there were fans that were going, well, he's a slot. And I kept pointing out, like Greg Cosell points out, guys, with these nasty splits, they are outside receivers, even though they're technically in the slot. You see what I'm saying? This is what we're talking about. These guys are stacked up. They might as well both be an F here, essentially. So F switch pivot is really simple. The F is going to switch. A switch concept is where you, right off the snap of the ball, you're going to change positions, okay? So even though Matthew Golden's outside, he's going to end up inside. So F switch pivot is really, really simple. He's just going to run a pivot route. Jaden Reed is underneath, all right? Pivot in, whip out. That's how you always remember that. Some people like to say whip in, pivot out. We've always taught pivot in, whip out. So that's that aspect. So let's write it. Let's draw it up again from the jump here. Now that we got the pivot in place, you're going to cheat to a wheel route. You're going to run slot cross on this side, right? It's going to turn into a skinny post there. You got your pivot over here with the F, and the switch aspect is Matthew Golden is going to switch in and then run a corner route out. All right. So that's how that works. You got the T working the wheel. You're looking to clear out on this side. If you're in man coverage, you're going to have leverage on that wheel route if they're playing too far inside. I know you started looking away from the screen, Amelia. You got excited when you hear about that cheat wheel. But again, the ball is just going to be Jordan Love. Ball's going to be snapped. He's going to eye this safety down. Notice with the cheat here too, when he cheats, when the T cheats, notice the backer. And the ball is going to be thrown right down the seam here, right? That's where the ball is going to Tucker. Notice this backer when we cheat. All right, let's roll the tape. Notice the backer, see him just get a little bit, just a step and a half, maybe 2 steps to his right. Now he comes back, okay? Now you're going to cheat again, right? Yep. Now look, he's a little bit displaced. Jordan immediately going to take a peek at this safety here. He's going to hold, work back, and then fire that skinny post. And look at Tucker. The ball's already on its way as soon as his head's around. Yep. We always talk about this too. If you can see the jersey, if you can see the number on the back of the jersey, throw it right past the 0 hole, right? And again, the wheel route out here, you clear everything out, right? Tay Wicks actually beats his guy too, but of course the ball's thrown and this safety is clamping down. Now, before we get to the actual catch, and we'll get a better angle here in a minute, look at Matthew Golden out here, guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming. Emilio, it's coming, bro.
Yeah. Both makes it. And if you watch the route off of the switch, when him and Romeo start that there, he slips underneath, right, gets a shove, cuts in front of the other safety, holding that safety up just by running a little rover route. That other safety's sitting there like, what? And you just saw a flash of green come in front of his eyes. Could have been a touchdown over his ear. Ended up just happening right.
Hook curl zone, misses the tackle, and look at LVN coming in and cleaning it up, boys.
Mm-hmm.
Hercules.
You know what that reminded me of, honestly? When we get done tonight, go to YouTube and type in Levon Kirkland highlights from the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 90s. He was a 300-pound linebacker for the Steelers. And I'm telling you, man, this gave me just flashbacks to Levon Kirkland right here. What do you think, Emilio? This man moving good in space, man. And look at the pursuit, the tackling ability.
Yeah, like a load mug look, right, with Coop walked over, and it was Devontae Wyatt, I think, was over on that side. Quay adjusts him, gets him to split it, so we're in a wide look up front, and then still LVN drops and Coop drops. You only end up bringing you have Quay come, so you're still bringing your 4, all coming from different areas, but the pressure, being able to switch it up where you're coming from, bringing different guys, it lets it. If you look at the bottom screen there, Carrington would have been screwed if he had to take a split on that. They had two vertical routes working there on that cover 2 side, which isn't a problem, but you had trips on that side. So when you had the trips on the side, Carrington had to make a decision. He could have
done it here, man.
It's true. I mean, you see Bull and CV, CV playing good leverage, but like how many guys can you cover, right? It's testament to, them getting home. It's playing together, man, as a unit. I love it.
And it's the perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. This is spot drop, guys. There's no match here. This is spot drop. Everybody, now listen, you cover guys when they enter your zone, but you pass them off, right? Notice Buller didn't lock on to anybody. He just knows I got to sell man coverage here, right? He's going to sell catch man, ball snap, get to your spot.
Yep.
Right. Beautiful play, man. It's just
same
good
thing with CV, right? Almost selling that outside leverage, but getting to his spot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Xavier just creeping right in the middle. You get your best defender right in the middle of the freaking field. That's what I'm talking about, man. Because, again, remember last year, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't think it's him that's running the route up top. They burned us. They cooked us last year when we played them on these digs, right?
Yep.
Well, look who's waiting. Look at that play art right there. Think about the dig. Focus on the dig and watch X. Look who's just right there in case they try to throw it.
Yep.
So
great job by Keyshawn, too. Yeah,
good defense.
Shout out to Amon-Ra with your 42 yards or whatever the hell you had.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, next play. We can get it timed right here. I screwed the pooch on this one. All right. So we've got first quarter, 6:05 left. Green Bay's up 7-0. This is 3rd and 7 from Detroit's 49-yard line. This is Love to Reed for 26 yards. It's going to lead to a field goal. The play call is 11 gun Doubs, strong right, T weak, all go, Y leak. It's going to be a drag with the T safe. Anytime you hear T safe or Y safe, it means they're staying in the block. All right, so the T's going to be in the block. 11 gun Doubs, you guys know what that means now. Strong right, tight ends on the right side of the field. It's a 2x2 set. Going to be all go. So these guys are just going to kind of work the field, right? Work the field. And then you're going to have a safety valve underneath where the tight end is going to block and then leak out underneath to give you a safety valve underneath if you need it. So, again, 11 gun Doubs, strong right, T weak, all go, Y leak. It's going to be a drag with T safe, running back staying in the block. Let's roll it and look at my boy down the seam. Jaden Reed running butt naked through the trailer park right here, right? So that's just an easy pitch and catch. Pick up the yardage. That's going to lead to a field goal. There's nothing glamorous here, guys. It's just taking what the defense gives you. Jordan Love, a little fadeaway throw here with the arm strength, right? Just a little recoil actions. Keep yourself out of trouble. Just a good one.
Little cover 2, Mike Fire. And in doing so, you don't have as many underneath. Normally you'd have another backer kind of in that middle row of defensemen right there on that 40. You'd have maybe another guy or Tampa 2 with the center backer dropping, covering that middle seam route. Not there. I mean, and Love reads it quick, dumps it. You would have had the drag, right? You could have got it to Tuck, no problem, and gotten your 5 yards. That's one that springs you right there.
And look at the touch on that ball right there, boys. Just drop it in right over the underneath defender, right?
I was going to say, it almost seems like he could have let it go a tad earlier, and the fact that he didn't is why it was a dime piece to Bird.
Yep.
And I love the fact that Jones fracture or not, Jaden Reed looked pretty good out there.
He looked great, man. Yeah. He looked great.
And what opened that up a little bit more, check the safety peeking down at the bottom of the screen there. Who's running that little break-in streak there?
That's Agent Zero down there, baby.
I'm sorry, but safety turned his entire hips and was ready to run with that, man.
It almost makes you wish that Jordan got to that read in the progression and just threw that goal ball.
Yeah, this safety's like, he ain't getting me. Well, this guy going to get you.
I want that haircut. And he said, no problem. I got you, coach.
You want that Stevie Wonder special lining right there?
I can't wait to drop that photo once the Packers tweet something out about gold, man. That's going to be the first comment on there.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Love it.
All right. So, again, that would lead to a Packers field goal. They go up 10-0. Detroit would respond with a field goal of their own. So now it's 10-3. Second quarter, 9:27 left. Green Bay leading 10-3. 1st and 10 from their own 35. This is Jordan Love to Romeo Doubs. All right. The play call is 12 ace. All right. 12 ace, dub nasty, 22 fake, strike, double leak. It's going to be a U flat, Y stab, T safe. All right, let's talk about what all that means. 12 ace, real simple, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. So this is your 12 look. You got Musgrave here, I believe. You got Kraft on this side. All right. That's going to be your Y. That's going to be your U. Everybody's in a nasty split. When we say dub, it's 2x2. No matter if it's tight ends or wide receivers, just means it's 2x2 set. Okay, it's not a trips or a tray look. Now, when we go strike, a strike concept's real simple, guys. Strike concept is on one side of the formation, you're going to have a deep route. In this case, it's going to be a post route. The other side, you work underneath with a dig or a climb route. Most of the time, there's a choice aspect of that. That's strike, okay? It's going to be a post and a climb route. Double leak means the U and the Y are both going to leak out. So they're going to block, and he's going to leak out to the flat. The U is block, and he's going to leak out in a little stab look here, a little curl underneath, if you will. All right, the T is going to the T is going to stay safe. So they're going to fake 22 fake again. Count it off. Odd numbers left, even numbers right. We're going fake to the A gap right. That's why it's 22. The running back represents the 2 to the 2 gap. So it's 22 fake. That's what that means. So again, the play call 12 ace dub nasty, 22 fake strike, double leak, going to be a U flat, Y stab, T safe. Let's roll it and enjoy the show here. Watch our boy Romeo Doubs. Just going to work the
him
post.
off that snap, man.
Telling you, dude.
Like
Telling
a
you.
bolt of lightning. I love it.
Remember what Emilio said about Agent Zero? This safety completely left his post to cover this crosser with zero. And look what's out here, baby. This guy realized, he said, oh, crap. Right?
What a dog.
Yeah, seriously, man. What a throw, too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Big boy throw from J Money right here.
Notice the protection. Emilio, they brung a little stunt, didn't they? They tried to bring Aiden Hutchinson off, a little TE stunt. They brung the Mike Fire, too.
Yeah, you can't get there any other way, so we got to try to get him a stunt. In the meantime, you go ahead and have Tuck over there just bump him off a little bit. That's all he needed. Again, Tucker's wide open underneath, no problem. You have guys jumping the deep routes that are 15 yards down the field. You have 3 guys on them. That's cool. That's great. You, 1, forgot about the streak over the top, and 2, we still could have gotten the Caleb Williams special, dump it, or the Jared Goff for that matter, this past game, dump it to Tuck and take our 5 yards. But just kind of a great get call, and just having threats on the field at all. We've talked about this all offseason. What are the threats going to be? Where are they going to jump to? Who do they want to get? Who do they want to get on top of? Off the bat. And you're sleeping on Rome. You completely forgot about him. I mean, lucky 6 covered him, or else we would have had 7 right there.
Like you said, Emilio, J Money's no check down Charlie, right? He's a down the field guy. He's gonna go for the kill shot if he thinks he's got a window, and it's a great example. And if we run it back from the snap, take a look at your beast mode running back Josh Jacobs blocking a linebacker like it's no big deal after the play fake here.
I'm glad you said that, Tim.
Dang, look at that.
There, draw me that circle right there, Clay, because my man had a great wall around him right there he had no problem. No problem out of
back that's willing to do that. Think about if he gets smoked right there, what happens to this play?
Yep. And again, let's put ourselves in Jordan Love's shoes for just a second, right? What's he reading here? He's reading this safety. As soon as he see the safety clamp down on Matthew Golden, going up top of
We're letting it fly. Yep. Hum that tater, baby.
If that safety drops back, let that window clear, and you're hitting Dobby. If this guy sinks out on Matthew Golden, if this guy sinks out on Golden, then go to your checkdowns, right? Yep. It's real easy read, guys. It's literally 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, probably 3, 4 here, and you'll let Tucker work back across the field as the play develops. So again,
always cool to see two safety valves open in the scheme, right? And not needing them and being able to take the shot downfield.
Yeah. And again, Romeo, man, this
is hot. I love it. I love it, man. Rummy Rome in the house. Watch your mouth.
All right. Next play, we've got second quarter, 8:34 left. This was, I think it might have been the very next play, or maybe 2 plays. Yeah, I think it was the next play, I think. Maybe we got a first down in between this, but Green Bay's still winning 10-3, 8:34 left in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from Detroit's 17. Again, 1st and 10 play, we're going to run it right. Nah, we're just going to throw a 17-yard touchdown pass from Love to Reed. All right, this is going to extend the lead to 17-3 when they hit it. Let's talk about the play. 11 gun, nub left, T-same, Y-leak fade, switch, pick will post, T-leak angle. Let's talk about what it all means here. 11 gun, 1 running back, 1 tight end. If you're wondering what nub is when the only target is an attached or semi-attached tight end on one side of the line of scrimmage, okay? Understand this. Nub left always means trips right out of 11 gun or 11 in general, okay? 11 means 3 wide receivers. If it's nub left or right, the opposite side will always be trips. If it was 12 nub left, then you know it's going to be Trey on the other side. One of these would have to be a tight end. That makes sense. All a numbers game. So let's draw up what everything is here. Let's just go ahead and start with the Y leak fade. He's just going to kind of throw a block here, and then we're going to fade out up the sideline a little bit. Just run a little fade route, okay? Probably a last-ditch effort if you need it, all right? We're going to go switch, pick, will, post. And I'm trying to remember which one picked. I think it was Dontavion Wicks. So what's going to happen here, Dontavion Wicks is going to come out here and sit, and notice he's going to try to square up, not get called for a penalty, and he's going to try to pick the defender that's covering Jaden Reed, who's going to run a wheel route, okay? And then, of course, over here –
they're illegal in the NFL, right? They're illegal.
And then you get the post route right here on the outside. I think was who was that out there?
Heath.
Who is it? Heath, Malik Heath. There you go. That's a nice rep for him too. Get him out there where you know you're probably not throwing the post.
I'm pretty sure it's Heath. I'm almost positive it's Heath.
I think you're right. It looks like
that looks like 1-8 out there.
You're right. You get him. You're isolated on the outside, man coverage, singled up. If you beat your man, hey, you're getting the ball. If not, you ran him off. You did exactly what we asked you to.
Yeah, and again with the running back, you're going to go T leak, so he's going to block and then leak out and just run an angle route underneath. So notice the areas you're attacking, guys. Deep down the sideline, middle of the field underneath. You got a curl as a safety valve. Actually, you're attacking all these different spaces. You're just doing it in different manners. You might attack the middle with Tucker Kraft like we've seen on the touchdown pass, right? In this case, you're attacking the middle with the outside post with the number 1 receiver out there. It's just you kind of mix and match. And now as we roll the tape, what I want you to key in on, watch the pick. That's what makes this thing go. He's going to sit down, whichever defender, I can't remember who it is that's trying to catch right here, right? So he's going to try to go with Reed. So as the ball snapped, he's going to try to turn, flip his hips, and go. You're going to see Wicks in the way on this wheel route. Check it out. Ball snap. He goes to backpedal. Look at Wicks. Look at Wicks leaning over. You see him?
Hey, I'm just trying to run a route, man. I'm just trying to run my route.
That's right. That's right, man. And again, what a throw by Jordan Love. And Jaden Reed. What else can you say about Jaden Reed? Shout out to William Herman, become a member here, and also William Herman with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. He says, here's $5 towards the divorce lawyer, Clay. Good luck, buddy. Appreciate you.
Gonna need it.
Thanks for looking out, man. Appreciate you. What do y'all think about that play design there, man? Matt LaFleur was in his bag. And by the way, I love Wicks here, too. After he throws the pick, look at him.
Yep. He looks like a mannequin at the store, right? Like, I ain't doing nothing.
He's like, I know that's 6. I ain't even got to look, you know? Did my job.
With the Ashton Genty. Yes, sir. Thank you.
You wonder why I say he wears number 10 because he only throws dimes. Absolute dime piece throw from J Money right here.
It is a dot, man. And again, look at the wall, Billy. Look at the wall, baby.
Dude, I'm telling you, that wall is, I mean, it's got to be 30 feet tall, 40, 50. I mean, I don't even know, honestly. And you're looking at J Love, right? Your option is hand that off to Jacobs, normally going across his face. All right, but they're bringing the blitz. He probably looked at Malik Heath first off on that post. How's that corner playing him? Okay, he went with him. Perfect. Let me just take a peek at Reed. If all else fails, yeah, you got Wicks sitting right there, no problem. And then that little Texas route from Josh Jacobs didn't end up opening up, but that would have been my second safety. But you don't have a lot of time. You got a wall building that up, but they're coming for you. You got five, 6 blitzing.
Bend but don't break, right? I think the line held up pretty good there. Gave him time to get that throw off for sure.
Yep.
And you're talking about side adjustments when you hear that, guys, and a quarterback seeing the field. This is how he's reading this thing. Like Emilio said, take a peek, right? If you've got inside leverage, maybe you just hammer the post. While you're looking in that direction, you're also you're seeing is Jaden Reed getting free on the release, right, off the pick. And you've also got Dontavion Wicks on that side as well. If the protection breaks down, you need to scramble right. Like Emilio said, you got the Texas or the angle route coming around. You can kind of look to hit it underneath.
Staple of the Matt LaFleur offense, right? Multiple guys open, multiple options on every play.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next play, second quarter. 1 minute and 12 seconds left. Green Bay's leading 17-3. It's a 3rd and 7 play. The Lions are at Green Bay's 16-yard line. Guys, this wins you the turnover differential, and it saves you from losing the middle 8. I know we're winning 17-3. This play right here, in my opinion, is the most important play of the game.
Yep.
It wins you the middle 8, or it saves the middle 8, keeps you from losing the middle 8 because they would have came away with 3 points here, right? And you also, it's the only turnover on the day.
Look at that. Nickel 4-2-5. Oh boy, what a surprise.
And this is the cover 3 buzz. Guys, this is the Legion of Boom right here. This is what they did. All right. Notice what you've got here. You've got Xavier McKinney, right, cheating a little bit outside. He's kind of showing, they're both showing a little bit of a shell look. And really what they're giving you pre-snap here, they're kind of showing a cover 6. That's cover 4 and deep half. That's what they're showing, right? When the ball snapped, guess what's going to happen? Xavier McKinney is going deep third, deep third, deep third, and then this is your buzz. Remember what we talked about. If you put that diagram up again, when you're talking buzz, the safety buzzes down to the hook curl, all right? That's cover 3 buzz. And that's essentially what they're playing here. So again, we called it cover 3 buzz, and I put 33. He's the free safety in this situation right here. So when we roll the tape, watch Evan Williams break on this ball, guys. Look at him, just sugar. Wait to the last second. He knows exactly where he wants to go. Somebody been watching film, boys. He knows what's coming right here. And watch, there's no hesitation whatsoever. Look at this. Just read the quarter.
With him, for sure.
He's unbelievable, man. Now, here's a negative here for a second. Let's just talk about it. Quay Walker is not supposed to be over here, all right? So watch him. He's going to go to the same areas, right? Now, listen, there wasn't no immediate threat, but if they had 2 brain cells that rub together, this guy just breaks off his route underneath. There's the answer to the equation, right? So Quay got a little bit out of his area because we know X is covering deep third. And maybe it's just that Quay was reading the quarterback. If we were to give him a fair shake here, let's see if the quarterback looks there the whole way. See, he's going to a spot and he realizes Evan Williams is there. One of 2 things happen. I personally think Quay's supposed to be here on the hook curl. I could be wrong. We don't know. We're not in the meeting rooms. The fact that it could be that Evan Williams was supposed to play deep. I doubt they were in a quarter look there. So that's why I think it was Quay kind of getting a little out of his zone. But nonetheless, man, Evan just – what a hell of a play, man.
Yeah. You see Quay kind of try to recover there at the end too. You might be right.
It's almost like he realized, right? Like,
yeah,
oh, crap.
Absolutely. And then in his defense, though, like you said, if that receiver does come in, you still got a chance to stop him short there.
Yeah,
short of the line to gain. But yeah, definitely. I think that might have been Quay got a little wide on his drop there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
for sure.
Because we had a pass rush that got there in under 4 seconds. I mean, 3 seconds and it was out because your other 2 options were the halfback that chipped and swung. No one's even over there. I mean, Cooper's covering 3 guys basically at this point. He's got the 2 receivers right there, and then the running back swinging out. The ball's Jared Goff's already turned and is throwing it the other way. After 1 second, he's already looking to the right and going to get rid of it. So not a lot of time because we got that rush there. And 2, Evans, I mean, he was down quick on that one. But his job wasn't to shake or chuck Amon-Ra. It was to look up, okay, maybe he has outside leverage on man coverage right now. If that's the case, no, he peels off. He's got the flat sideline responsibility numbers over. All right, perfect. Amon-Ra's like, oh, I got a clean release. No problem. I'm going to turn around. Maybe that was a choice route. Amon-Ra curled it. All right, no one's covering me. Bam. Hit me, Goff. See you later. Evan Williams, you saw him coming out of nowhere.
And again, this is spot drop. There's no match here, right?
Yeah.
Love spot drop, dude. It just allows the guys to play free, and you don't have to think as much as I know what spot I need to get to. Let me keep eyes on the quarterback and get to my spot.
I think you're right about Quay there, too. I think he was watching Jared Goff the whole time. You look at the helmet stripes on both of them. I think he was looking at the quarterback.
Yeah. And what he's probably thinking?
I don't think maybe he made the wrong choice going the other way, but I don't think it was made the wrong play. I think he knew what was going on and kind of, like you said, was just reading the face, and that back didn't leak out immediately, so he didn't have any danger coming his way.
Yep.
And I'll tell you something else too. This is the Micah Parsons effect. This guy right here, Micah Parsons, may have heard of him, beating his block that quick. That's what makes this whole thing happen.
What's going on there? Is that a breakdance move? Is that Penne hitting the stanky leg right there, or what?
It does look like he's hitting the stanky leg. He kind of got this whole thing going on, right?
Hey.
So Micah Parsons here, man. This is when I know everybody loves their precious sack numbers. When we say I would rather have someone who has an astronomical amount of pressures as opposed to a few more sacks because we love the box score, right? This ain't going to show up in the box score here, gents.
Yep.
It ain't. But he's the reason this interception happens. Look at that.
Exactly.
Forces Goff to get that ball out of there.
We talk about the speed and the athleticism. Look at the hand fighting too from Micah right off the snap. I mean, that's one of the best offensive tackles in the NFL.
Like you said, the hand fighting. Beautiful play.
Absolutely.
Beautiful play all the way around.
It's almost all in one motion too, right? It's like there's no setup. It just happens, you know?
Yeah, definitely. All right, next play. Let's fast forward to the third quarter. 5:06 left. Green Bay is leading 17-6. Detroit did get a field goal in between this, since the last play. This is a 3rd and 6 play from their own 38-yard line, and this is the LVN Rashawn Gary sack. All right, so notice Micah is on the field on this play. He's lined up in the edge over here. You got Carl Brooks playing the 3 tech on that same side, and look who's in the middle, boys. LVN. So this is nickel 4-2-5. What do we call it?
Cheetah.
Oh,
there's the cheetah. What'd you say?
Wide.
Yeah, it is a wide front. You're right.
Yeah.
And explain what you mean by wide.
Just being wide, you're leaving the center and basically the guards uncovered. You know, you might be on the outside shoulder of the left or right guard, but that center is sitting in no man's land, and he's got to run to find work.
Yep.
Definitely. So, again, the call is nickel 4-2-5 cheetah. That means Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, and LVN are on the field. I think this is a cover 6 switch, and you don't hear about this often. I want you to notice what happens here. This is Hafley being really – I mean, this is wild to me. Cover 6 is half the field's cover 4, the other half is cover 2, all right? So, when I say cover 6 switch, just like on offense, these guys are going to switch. So check this out, Emilio. If I were to tell you it's cover 6, the cover 4 is at the bottom, you would think this, right? Bam. This is what you're thinking, and then that's your deep half, right? That's your cover 6 look. Check this out. Carrington goes to the hash, Carrington Valentine, and Evan Williams goes out here.
Wow.
Bro, this first time. I've been watching film a long time. I've never seen it. You know, and then you got the deep. And actually, this is what's crazy. It's an invert too. I forgot to mention this. So McKinney isn't even going over here. Again, let's draw it up again. If I were to tell you this is cover 6, you're thinking there's your cover 4, there's your cover 2, there's your cover 6. This is actually how it is. Quarter, splitting, switching. He's going to buzz, and it's an invert. Isn't that wild? Good luck reading that.
And Quay's going to drop too, right?
Let's see. I'm trying to. Yeah, I think Quaid. Yeah, he's not firing here. This is just a 4-man rush, I believe.
Yep.
So, yeah. So again, that's what we mean by cover 6 switch. And I'm going to roll it for just a second. Watch Carrington. See what I'm saying, Emilio? Now look at Evan drop back. Isn't that wild?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it really is an invert. It's a cover 2 invert, but you've got, to me, this looks like he was ready for cover 6. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Pretty cool. There might be a little bit matchy. Might be a little match going on there. Let's talk about the middle now. We got a torch here, okay? So with the torch, it's basically the defensive tackles are going to work off of each other, okay? They're going to do kind of a twist in the middle, and the rest of these guys are just going to rush. Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons is going to rush here, okay? Let's roll the tape. Look at Gary or LVN get that push. I mean, he just blows the guard right off the ball. Watch LVN. And you see how they were prepared to twist her with the torch. Watch Carl Brooks come across, see the torch. Mm-hmm. And then he's kind of playing that touch spot that we talked about Kenny played last year. You see it? He's just kind of mush rushing, just kind of laying back a little bit. If you don't know what you're looking for, people will look at that and go, man, Carl Brooks can't get any kind of push. He's not trying to get to the quarterback there, boys.
Yep.
He's covering LVN's backside as he knows he's going to drive inside shoulder.
Occupying 2 blockers right off the snap.
Yep. Look at Gary being patient too, coming flying in.
Yep. LVN putting Christian Mahogany on skates, who Jeff Hafley knew at Boston College, said, LVN, I know you can bull rush. Who else said LVN can bull rush? Micah. You want to know what else I really love about this is go ahead. Yeah, I love that. Screenshot that for Clayton real quick, Bates. Go ahead and put that on Twitter.
Screenshot Mahogany and put roller derby, right? Roller derby on the screen when you do it.
Please,
right?
Yeah, maybe, or ice skates in the picture or something. Yeah, just gloss the whole field white. I don't care. Watch Clay on watch Quay on this. It very well definitely could be that cover 6. Watch Quay almost treat it like a Tampa 2 when he sees that vert carry and then he sees the dig come across. I love that he's not focusing on who's underneath. He's focusing on who got behind him.
Yep.
Right?
Exactly.
Watch him. Okay, all right, this guy's carrying. I can still see this dig coming at me over here on the left. I'm going to turn my hips, and I'm here. I left my zone. I don't need to be down there. I got 4 dudes down there covering grass underneath me. Let me be the underneath dude to these 2 verticals that are 30 yards downfield.
Yep, because the vert is going right into the teeth of our safeties. It's perfect.
That's not normal for a backer to be able to cover that ground either. That's that elite athleticism we're talking about. Look at that.
And he planted like he was going to cap it at the top of his curl, right? His hook curl might end at the 50. No. There's still 2 dudes over here, and I only have 2 dudes behind me. We need to triangle that somehow.
Yeah, just like Home Depot parking lot on a Saturday morning, looking for work, baby. We're looking for work.
You'll find speed squares left and right over there.
Next play. Let's go to the fourth quarter. First play of the fourth quarter. Green Bay's leading 17-6. First and 10 from their own 8-yard line. This is Rashawn Gary's. Actually, no. I'm sorry. This is the same play. Yeah, I wanted to show the pass rush this time. I apologize. Got ahead of myself. So, again, the cover 6 switch. Here's the torch stunt. So, watch the torch in the middle. Again, look at Carl working across. LV and just drive. Oh, that's the better screen.
Yeah, that's the better screen. Sorry, Bates. Come back.
Yeah, come back. Right, you can post them both if you want. Right there is what you're looking for. Look at this guy.
Somebody come look at this.
I gotta be careful with this arrow though. I'll get criticized for that. Too far in there. So, yeah, right there. Somebody screen grab it for me. Poor Mahogany. He had a rough day at the office.
Hey, you know what's funny is if Mahogany doesn't go ass over tea kettle right there, he's just gonna get bull rushed right into his quarterback anyway. Right?
Imagine if his foot was
had him dead to rights.
Imagine his foot was just placed 2-3 more inches to the right there, and he just kicks out the bottom of Goff's foot as he's getting slid back. He's just getting pushed right. It was like LVN's like, oh, I've hit this blocking dummy all dang offseason. Coach Covington has made me tackle this thing and push it around. I'm taking it out on this Mahogany cat.
Yeah, my favorite part is the very end. Watch Carl Brooks. All right, you see Carl? Right? Him fighting with the spy. Throw him over top of his quarterback.
Love it, man.
All right, man. So here's the Gary sack I want to show. All right, we got a nickel 4-2-5. Let's talk about the technique. Again, when we talk technique, it's real simple, guys. If someone's lined up over the center, it's 0. Over the guards is 2. Over the tackles is 4. Everything in between is odd numbers, okay? And what that means is with the 0 there, you'd have a 1 tech if they were lined up here. 3 tech. Again, Devontae White is our 3 tech. We're going to say Gary is in a 9 here, okay? So if we clear the slate, here is your tech. You got a 7 from LVN. You got a 2I here from our boy Kobe Wooden, okay? Then you got Devontae White in your 3 tech, and you got Gary in the wide 9. Notice, again, all the Rashawn Gary haters. Well, of course he's getting sacked. Michael Parsons is out there now. Michael Parsons is nowhere on the field right now. This is Rashawn Gary being a grown-ass man and taking care of business. Is this Decker? Decker was still in the game, right? Am I thinking right, Emilio? Was this Decker at left tackle? What do you have, 77 PFF grade last year? Rashawn Gary just going to kick his ass. Watch this. All right, you
touch earlier, Clay, right there. They're perfect. You see the tackle get stood up, right? He tried to come in there and play Gary coming inside, realized Gary's rushing up the field. He basically stood up and almost like was doing, like the karaoke move or the shuffle, trying to get his feet over him. That's not
our all-world Panay Sewell over here at left tackle or at right tackle rather.
Yeah,
watch LV.
Look at that.
Watch LV and look. Beat him like a drum. Mr. All-World Panay Sewell. LVN's a dog, dude. I'm telling you, it's the year. It's the year. All right, next play. And again, I just want to point out Rashawn Gary's sack. Micah Parsons was getting a breather. Okay. Fourth quarter, 12:01 left. Packers leading 17-6. It's the 2nd and 8 play at Detroit's 34-yard line. This is Josh Jacobs with a little explosive run here. We got 11 gun, Doubs right after the motion clears. We're going to go 24 zone, Y sift. All right. You guys know what the sift is. It's going to be Tucker sifting across. What you're doing here with the sift block, guys, is you're allowing the outside defender to come free because Tucker's going to pick him up with a sift, and everybody else you're blocking down. This is a zone right look. Everybody is blocking right. So you're essentially still in a gap by allowing Tucker. You don't even worry about the edge defender on that side of the field. So again, when we go 24 zone, if we count it out, right, running backs 2, that's the first there, boys. Again, watch Josh Jacobs. This sets up beautifully too. Let's watch the blocking for a second. Look at Elton get out there, seal it off. See it? Watch Elton one more time here. I'm trying to get it just right. Watch Elton in the center. Get your hips.
No, that was a heck of a reach by Elton. I mean, he got around the outside of the 3-tech, turned him back inside.
Bro, he blocked him right into a linebacker in his helmet so that he can keep chirping all day long. That's why.
Yeah.
And with Rasheed Walker here, the goal is you've got to get your hips turned around. Listen, he gets thrown on the ground, but that's called dying slow on this play. You're not making the lead block. You got to get out there and you got to seal that off. You got to cut that off. It's almost like the pin and pull effect, right? But there's no pull with it.
Look at how he got off.
I know.
I was just going to say, can we talk about the fact that he might have got away with one here?
Oh, he might have, Tim. Look, he's already 2 steps into the play.
That old Kansas City offensive line right there, boy.
There you go, man. We'll take it. We will take it. What about Hutch here? What's Hutch do? Right? Here's Hutch out here.
On the outside edge of the dude trying to set it. Take what's there, hit the hole.
Yeah, definitely. So there was Josh Jacobs' explosive run, 15-yard run. What's that, Emilio?
I said little coffee house, double mug here.
See, I've always called it double barrel, right? A.J. Hawk used to call it that. So Dom Capers, this is a perfect chance to kind of teach you a little bit. So Dom Capers' defense, they called this double barrel. And what Emilio means is Matt LaFleur or Jeff Hafley calls it coffee house, right? Double barrel, double A blitz, or double barrel is what they called it. In Jeff Hafley's defense, they call it coffee house. So I need to teach myself that and remember next time.
I just remember Matt was calling it that in a couple of pressers, so I ran with it.
And we've also got what I've always referred to as flat line. All right, with a flat line, it's a 7-man front that you're showing on the line of scrimmage. Okay, so notice here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We always called that flat line. 7 with Xavier McKinney, although he is going to be bailing out along with both backers too. So imagine this offensive line. If you're setting the protection here, right? Let's set the protection. If you're the quarterback and you're the offensive line, okay? So here, 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 here. If they all blitz, Goff has got to be responsible for one of these 2 on this side over here, right? Because you're bringing one more than you have blockers for, right? At least on the surface here. It's going to end up being a cover 3 torch stunt once again. So what's going to happen is with the cover 3, you're only bringing 4. Okay, these guys are going to bail out and play zone underneath in the cover 3, and these guys are going to end up twisting in the middle here out of that wide front. And I think these guys are just going to work outside, LVN and Micah Parsons. So Gary's off the field now, and you got Micah Parsons and LVN out there. Pretty cool. Let's roll the tape. I'm trying to look. Everybody bails. You showed a flat line 7, and you're actually bringing 4 with a torch stunt in the middle. And Wyatt just beats this guy like a freaking drum. Remember when we were preparing for this game in the week, Tim, and we talked about the weak spot of their offensive line is in the middle?
Yep.
Tell me that don't look weak. Look at Devontae Wyatt, how quick off the snap, man.
Untouched. Basically untouched, except for the Micah working on Penei Sewell there, treating him like a rag doll.
Men are seeing ghosts.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So there's Wyatt's first sack of the year. All right, final play, guys. You know what this is. This is Micah Parsons. This is Micah Parsons' first sack as a Green Bay Packer, as Emilio points out, wide front, right? And I think you've actually got Enigbare, okay, and then you've got Micah Parsons. So both LVN and Rashawn Gary are on the sideline on this play. How cool is it you can get a sack because Micah Parsons is out there while 2 of your second and third best pass rushers are on the sideline? It's freaking awesome. So let's just roll it here and watch this this cheetah hunt here. Look at him fight through his little ET stunt. 18 miles an hour is what they clocked him at, running him down, man.
Unbelievable. I
think the best part, guys, is the sideline. Watch the sideline on this play, man. Watch the sideline.
They see it happening right here.
Oh, yeah.
They're so far.
Who's the hypest dude right there? Circle that. No, one more over besides Rashawn. Circle Coach Ogabasi right there.
Grab
Just
it.
so fired up for that. Love it.
Pointing at him. I love it. I think that's going to be Micah's celebration. I'm a little disappointed if he doesn't do the Lions celebration again, but I think he's number one. He's just going to point.
Or maybe that was just the first sack of many.
Yeah.
Because, dude, when he sacks him and he does that crawl, that animal crawl, man, I tried it in the living room. I pulled a butt cheek, though. You know what I mean? So, but let's see if we get a better angle here. And again, the sideline, I love Gary. I thought you were talking about Gary.
Oh, yeah. Rashawn was the first one out to celebrate.
Look, he goes out there, smacks him in the chest.
Look, but that's VO right there on the left pointing at him. Clearly fired up.
Great view here.
Yeah.
So here again, here's the double ET. What we mean there, the first letter is the first player to go. Second letter, obviously, is the second to go.
Slammed up in traffic there, and he continues to work, and Mike is able to slip in there, get out of the pack.
Look at Coach O, man. This is
yeah.
awesome.
Look at VO, man. I'm telling you, I spent all the training camp listening to him harp on these guys all day, every day. How violent can you be? Get the ball, pursuit, and you can tell he's just fired up.
Look at this guy right here. I don't even know who this is. Look like a tailgater just snuck into the stadium, got on the sideline, don't it? Love it. And you see Gary come up, smack him, right? Love it. God, what a great game, man.
Look, who's the assistant trying to keep Rashawn on the sideline so we don't get flagged? I love that guy.
Right? Rashawn's jumping right now. Rashawn was jumping before the second half. He knew.
Yeah,
good luck trying to hold Rashawn Gary back or anybody.
All of them. He's like, please, everybody get back. Oh, love it, man. Love it. All right, guys, that's Chalk Talk. Week 1, win over the Lions. I'm probably not married any longer. H.E. Solder with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says only one game, but DeMarcus Covington appears to be a difference maker. I'm telling you, man.
Amen.
All those years under Bill Belichick. And here's the thing, too. He got to experience Bill Belichick at his peak there several years ago when he first got to the New England Patriots. He also got to see the demise of Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
So there's probably more to learn in that aspect of being, being taught under Bill Belichick. Like, here's where Bill went wrong. I'm not going to make that mistake as I get older in my career type thing, So
great comment from Soder there on Coach Covington. I mean, if Coach Hafley, if everything works according to plan, we bring Lombardi home this year. Jeff Hafley's going to get a head coaching job. I don't think that's a secret at all, but DeMarcus Covington would be the first guy I look at for your new DC going forward.
One of those situations, too, that I hope that the rest of the NFC North misses the playoffs, but don't play bad enough to get their head coaches fired so they can't go get Jeff Hafley. You know what I mean?
Or Hafley just says, no, I don't want to go yet. Maybe I just want to hang around. I can always say no. You can offer
That's
me.
True. We can't block it, but he can say no. That's true.
Say no.
Yeah, Ben Johnson did that for 2 straight years, right? Kept turning down head coaching jobs.
Get ready to go.
Threw the checkbook at him, and that's what he said, Tim.
Get ready to go.
Told the family, get ready to go. So, all right, y'all got anything else, boys? I gotta get out of here. We're almost 2 hours in. This was a blast, though. Thanks everybody in the chat. Y'all were awesome.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Appreciate everybody. Get that like and sub. We got 500 listening. Appreciate y'all. Chalk Talk's back, man. 2025. Let's go.
And if you're watching, you can't see the YouTube chat. So if you just hop over to YouTube, just type in Packer Fan Total Access, or on my account, just click on my profile. You'll see the YouTube link right there, and go sub to the channel. Click that bell icon so you can jump into the chat and hang out with all the YouTubers. So I really appreciate everybody tonight. Hardy the Prophet with a couple super chats. William Henderson becoming a new member, or William Herman, I'm sorry. And then William Herman with the super chat, and H.E. Soda with the super chat. We greatly appreciate y'all. We're out of here, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Central for PTA Live. We're going to break down a little Packers Commanders preview, PFF preview. We'll get the betting lines. We'll talk about the injury report, the latest on that. Tim, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. All right, as always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. And go, Pack, go.
Here we go. Bye, guys.